Oh boy.
Oh baby.
It's time. Time to learn the truth.
What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. We have a great show for you because we have a great moment in this Denver Nuggets story. Game 5, a truth teller of a game. The playoffs don't lie. They strip away hope, theory, projection, and they reveal the truth. Will Jamal Murray finally arrive? Is the team deep enough? Has Jokic been aggressive all along, or is this something new that is here to stay? Are the Nuggets the Walking Dead, or have they been reborn?
Oh.
We've been
Through David Adelman.
Through David Adelman, the pregnant man, which takes a little of the gravity out of it when he's pregnant that way.
I'm sorry.
But no less true. No less true.
Get ready to bring up my tweet, Kale.
That we've been talking about this for months, or really weeks at least with the rebirth part, but really for months about the narrative. And tonight we find out. It's like we've waited this long to find out which way it goes. I got Harrison Wynn in the building.
You know, earlier today I was thinking back to, what happened in the last Game 5 the Nuggets played. Oh, Nikola Jokic just played the best game of his career.
Arguably the best one,
That's
man.
what happened in the last Game 5. We'll see what happens tonight.
D-Line Co's in the building.
Point of fact, even if they lose tonight, there's still another game.
And even if they win tonight, there's another game.
Yeah.
Why are you going to go there?
Rounding out the show, the Superstar Dev.
Oh, 2-2? Back at the house?
Dude,
I'm
The
feeling
house?
good.
but can the Nuggets win? I've heard they can.
People are saying that. People are saying that. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right, we have Game 5. These teams know each other well, but there are some new or returning pieces, perhaps. Harrison, what do you got?
There definitely are. Two guys were on the Nuggets injury report heading into this game, Michael Porter and Russell Westbrook. Michael Porter was probable, expected to play, and he is playing. And Russell Westbrook will play as well, making his return. He missed Game 4. He's back. Foot inflammation, but he's playing through it. Game time decision. He warmed up, and he's good to go.
All right, let's pause there for a second. So I think Game 4, gives everybody that tuned into the show, was about the team, the core of this team, the 5 guys. Go into your mattresses, must-win game. Those 5 know exactly how to do it because they've been here before, but you knew that they couldn't do that the rest of the series or the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
You needed other guys to come in, so enter Russ, Dev. This changes the complexion in ways that could be great, propel them over the hump, or could be difficult, slow them down. How do you see it?
I think this is going to propel them. Like, they need a spark. They need some type of edge on that second unit, and he is the leader of that second unit, and they desperately need that. He also gives them new energy and new life that they did not have in that last game. Yes, this is the core that got you there, but now it's time to elevate, and he is an elevator and a riser. So I'm expecting him to just give them life, and they desperately need it.
Even if they only play Russell Westbrook just to give Jamal Murray time off.
I expect that, by the way. I kind of think he is going to be a true bench player this game, not a 6 starter.
I hope so. I would be fine if they played this game with 6 guys, to be honest. Just those guys plus Westbrook. I just don't really trust anybody else right now. And it's getting tighter and tighter, and your role players become more and more timid. Although history tells us that the role players like playing at home, even though that's been the exact opposite for the Denver Nuggets. I don't know. I'm glad he's back. It gives me more comfort than it does worry.
Before we get to that part, Harrison, do you think that it's going to be a giveth game?
Yeah, what's the possession arrow on?
What is the possession arrow start with?
It's going to start with giveth and then go to taketh.
Oh,
And then
sicketh.
giveth, take it,
Sicketh.
give it,
Damn
take
it.
it.
So
I just
sicketh.
hope Russell Westbrook's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he's not rushing to come back. Because, yes, the Nuggets do need him. I'm not sure they can win this series just playing 5 guys. They do need to spell Jamal a little bit, but I don't love the idea of Russ being out there playing at, not close to 100%. So I just hope he's healthy.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man. I kind of wonder how many minutes he plays tonight. If I were to guess, I would say 22. Not
Sounds like a
34,
good number.
33, like that, but I think 22.
22. Not 20. 22.
Dude, not 20. He's going to play more than that. He's going to play 22.
I know, but not more than 22.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's not going to play 23.
Oh, no.
No, I mean, honestly, he's played in this series like a starter, and he's played like a bench guy. I think tonight is more of a heavy used bench guy.
Yeah.
But that's it. We'll see.
David Adelman pregame was asked about Jamal Murray and how he's fared in this series, and he kind of came to his defense. He said, look, when Nicola's not in the game, it's all on Jamal. He's getting double teamed, triple teamed. He's getting all the attention that, a Kawhi or a James Harden does on their team. And David Adelman said this, I know his level will get better as the games get more important.
Yeah.
Interesting. Also, David Adelman.
I like that line, by the way. Yeah. I mean, he is kind of, that's the old Murray line. Is it still true? Game 5 will reveal.
Yeah. And finally, my last note from Adelman, he was asked, how important is this game? A classic Game 5 question. Historically, not necessarily recently with the Nuggets, but historically, the winner of Game 5 usually goes on to win the series. He was asked the importance of this game and said, look, we live in a game-to-game world. We're only thinking about Game 5. I could care less about what happens. But then he said, he brought this up with the Nuggets today, and I don't know if he referenced this specifically to them, but he said this to the media. He referenced, we won Game 5 last year.
Yeah.
Got absolutely slaughtered in Game 6 and then lost a really tough Game 7.
Yeah, he has brought it up twice. Don't love that.
So that's on his mind at least.
Yeah.
And still on my mind too.
Yeah, for sure it is. One thing he said that I really liked, he said the group the other night, meaning the guys he played in Game 4, the group the other night was very connected. If they stay within what we're trying to do, I think we'll be okay. And I honestly think that's why he went to a 5-man rotation.
Yeah.
And I also think it is true. If this team is connected, they can beat anyone.
Yep.
But if they can't, they're not actually special outside of the connection.
Jokic is special.
But that's not the team, and that's kind of the point.
It's kind of the team. I know what you mean, though. I mean, I'm not surprised that the 5 guys that are 4 guys plus Christian that won a title together are connected. It's something that you can feel takes solace. I mean, that's never been the question for these Nuggets. It's what do you do over and over? The question is, what do you do when Jokic comes off the court? And what David Adelman presupposes is maybe he doesn't.
I think you're even going too far on the connection part because P-Watt, you have to build a rotation. You can't just play 40 straight minutes with the same 5 guys. Even if there's 1 or 2 subs, how much does that connection go off? And tonight we're talking about Russ, great player. But is he connected in that same way? Sometimes, yes. It's been beautiful with him and Jokic at least. And that's why I bring it up is because the Nuggets are going to play nearly half of this game without the starting 5. Some other combination of 5 guys. And those minutes have to be great too.
Yeah, you need them to all be on the same page, and that's on offense and defense. When Jokic is having monster games, that's every game. So, what are the other guys doing? Are they playing for one another? Are they playing hard the entire time? Are they, able to sustain, a big push by the other team? Are they able to punch first? Because you have this special player, but the only way you're going to win series, get to the next round, is if you guys are all on the same page, and that connectedness is what we saw in the last game. There was times that it started to rattle, but you're not going to be able to win without it. So I do think that part is important to be able to advance instead of just a special player.
Yeah, regular starters for the Nuggets tonight, of course. And
it'd be insane to switch it up now.
It would be.
They're
Yoke's coming off the bench tonight. What the hell?
And also, Adelman did say we're gonna play not just the starters tonight.
Right.
We're gonna play some guys off the bench. So I fully expect in the first half we're gonna get somewhat of a regular playoff rotation. We'll see what happens in the second half, but first half I think we'll see Jalen Pickett. Maybe I think we'll see, maybe a backup center. Peyton Watson will be out there, and then from there on it could change.
It's gonna be so interesting, man. What else? Anything else?
That's all I got.
In the game notes. All right, we'll move on to our next topic here, which is the truth.
Oh,
This is the truth.
Paul Pierce. Let's get into it.
I'm going to start with, are the Nuggets deep enough? And you just kind of hit on this. They're going to try to play other guys tonight. And Dev, those minutes, man, It's what's crazy about this series and what's crazy about the playoffs. It's not the regular season where you're like, all right, Yoke's going to get a 7-minute rest here. Let's see what happens. It might be 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but those minutes they're so valuable. So do you think we find the truth to that question tonight?
This is the closest that they'll be to it, because now you bring Westbrook back in the fold. You're not going to be able to continue to win series. You're damn sure not going to get through this series and beat a fully rested Thunder team if you don't have a deep bench or have enough, that's just waiting for you. You're not going to win like that. So you need to find a deeper bench. You need to find guys that can give you minutes here and there. And the Nuggets do have it. They just have to be able to play their part and do what they're supposed to do. Rather that be just all defensive units. Rather that be a young group that's hungry and trying to get out there. Maybe even find one more player that can play extra minutes. We haven't seen a lot of good Peyton Watson minutes in this postseason. We haven't seen anyone else on that bench unit besides Russell Westbrook do it. So the question is, if they are deep enough, it goes to find if you can find someone else besides Russell Westbrook.
I know.
And you have to play them to get that.
Yeah. Let me go to a different one then for you here, D-Line. We've talked a little bit about Westbrook, but can he be all giveth and no taketh? Is it possible for Westbrook to come in and have a Westbrook game tonight?
All gas,
in his
no break?
return? I think maybe some breaks, though, might be more.
No, it's not possible. No. We
will have some
We've
taketh.
never had a Russell Westbrook pure giveth game. Not once.
He's had some bangers, though, this year.
No.
But he's never had a pull.
He's never
in life. It doesn't even matter.
We've never had a 100%.
Yoke might be the
giveth.
only one that's had
Yeah,
a full
that's true.
100% giveth game.
Yeah.
I expect Russ
to
to
do.
make a big three, a crushing
three.
turnover, a getting an altercation with a fan that may or may not be for the Nuggets. We don't know. But then he'll do something where
Somebody's
all right,
dad?
Yeah, dude. Then right, like Aaron Gordon's dad. I just think that in the
That would
end
be like
we'll be
Kawhi's
thankful
dad.
for him being part of it. But it is going to be a ride. It just is.
Yeah. Can Jokic, can he carry them home tonight?
Of course.
Just with him having a monster game, but the rest of the team is kind of what they've been?
Yes.
Is that how this goes?
I think it's on the table. Yeah. I mean, it feels like, as Yoke typically does in a playoff series, he keeps ramping up and ascending and figuring things out. I mean, Game 4, he played his best game of the series, and it feels like it hasn't been a complete progression, but it feels like it's been kind of trending that way. So I think an absolute monster Yoke game is definitely on the table tonight. Could this be the 40-point game in the series? Yeah, it absolutely could be. And could that get it done by itself? Yeah, because that's kind of how, the Nuggets have been playing good enough defense, I feel like, for that to happen.
The Yoke part of this, it really is so fascinating because David Adelman in the pregame, as you alluded to, did talk about how Yoke tends to get better over the course of a series. Well, he was really good in the last one, Eric. And so now is he just going to get better as the series goes on, in your opinion?
Yes, he does it every single series. Every single series. Jokic learns, he improves, he goes into Skynet mode where then he knows exactly what you're going to do, and he starts to dismantle. I mean, remember the game, the Game 5 he had last year against Minnesota, where it was the greatest expression of basketball I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just absolutely rolled.
Made so many crazy shots.
And then nothing else happened. That was the end of the playoffs. It was so weird. But I just think that he can get better and better and better. And just to the point, I saw a tweet. Kill, do you have it? I saw a tweet that I thought was really apt about whether or not who the Nuggets are with David Adelman. I think the truth is coming out. I think
Fire it up, Kel.
the truth is we're all certified Adelman, dude. We're all being reborn through David Adelman. It's out
The
there on the internet.
implications here are tough.
What are you talking about? The certified Adelman.
Eric loves one of his tweets, but it also becomes a show. But it is a great one.
It's a banger.
Dev, Yoke, best game of the series tonight, in your opinion, if you had to predict?
Yeah, because we just know that he does whatever is needed. He's the true barometer of they need me to score more, then I'm going to score more. This is not a full-on backs against the wall, but this is a apply pressure type of game for Jokic. And I think that he's very, very dangerous in those back against the wall ones. But maybe this is where he like transcends and says, no, I'm going to try to take life away from them. And that means I have to give it all out because I don't want to go back to LA and possibly have them close it out there. So like if he has a chance to like put his foot on their neck, this is a game for him. So I think that's why Adelman has made it like he's been so adamant about just pushing for you guys blow a team out and then you guys lost. Like it's a reminder for them to like not feel that again. So like take care of business, but also this next game is going to be the most important game for you if you are able to do that. So I do think that this is a game that Jokic is just aggressive again because that's when they win. That's when they win easily.
What gives me confidence about this being a great Jokic game and all of them from here on out, knock on wood, being great, is Jokic. I don't know if you picked up on this win, but in all the media availabilities from games 1, 2, and 3, I feel like Jokic was in puzzle mode. Like he was puzzled. You know, it was like there was frustrations that almost he couldn't. But I do think that they figured some. You know, it's like as the series goes on, now it's more like we have to execute this. It's no longer what do we have to do. It's we know what we have to do and we have to execute it. And if I always say if the team executes, Jokic dominates.
Yeah. Well, we're also at game 5 now. We've played 4 games, and I feel like the Nuggets have probably seen everything the Clippers have to throw out there.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's
seen
true.
Single coverage, they've seen double coverage, they've
I
seen
think this is still
Ben Simmons on them. I don't think the Clippers have that many more defensive adjustments that they're waiting.
I think there's one they haven't used yet.
What's that?
The bracketing of Jokic with Kawhi and Zubac.
Yeah, they could be.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we haven't seen. I expected to see it early. I thought that he would maybe
So you think Kawhi
Tyronn Lue would
on
lose sleep.
Jokic?
that they bracket him the same way the Lakers
Yeah,
did.
it's not about who guards him necessarily. It's more about just shadowing him with 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
They're doing something similar, to be honest with you. They're just allowing the catch, but they
just like going straight in like heavy like
No
the Lakers
entries,
did.
yeah. No
like
entries.
we've seen them really collapse and double, triple team him. We've seen them play single coverage. So I feel like Jokic's got a pretty good read on everything they have to tweak and rotate and adjust. And it does seem like he's figured something out, based off last game at least.
Well, here's the real truth that I feel like is going to be revealed, and that is, can Murray rise to the moment? We haven't had a great Murray game. I don't think he's been terrible, but we just haven't had one that is like, oh, there's the running mate. And let me give you guys a quick history of Jamal. Game 2 versus San Antonio, all the way back in 2019. 24 points in the game, 21 of them in the fourth. 3 points, Dev, in the first 3 quarters, and then he had 21 in the fourth. He showed up late, but also right on time. You go to Game 4 against Portland in that year. Remember they had the 3-0 overtime game in Game 3? Mm-hmm. You felt like it was all over? Jamal said not so fast. 34 points he had in that game. Nuggets got a win, even the series. Game 5 and 6 against Utah, 42 and 50. Game 7 versus the Clippers, 40. Game 3 versus the Lakers, 28, 8, and 12. These are Game 4 versus the Lakers, 32 and 8. Game 5 versus Minnesota, 35. I know he was bad in the second half, but he did show up finally in that series at the very end.
That was Game 7, right?
I'm sorry, Game 7.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry, Game 7. Game 6 against Phoenix. Actually, 35 was the closeout, I'm sorry, in the championship year. In Game 5, the closeout game. That was the closeout. Game 6 against Phoenix, which was the closeout, 26, but he didn't play in the fourth quarter. He was so dominant.
Blowout, yeah.
Western Conference Finals and Finals, he was dominant. Game 5 against the Lakers, 32 points in the dagger. Jamal Murray has been so frustrating, and he's more frustrating than he needs to be, but there are a lot of, well, if it's not, it's now or never, and he shows up right then.
Yeah, what I hear from all of those lines that you said was he has at least 1 or 2 monster games every single series. He has yet to have one.
Yeah.
There's only a couple more games left. It's time for him to show up, like to be the guy, you know, in these, with all those, you're only talking about one guy. Like, I know that Jokic had monster games in every single one of those. He needs his running mate. Jamal Murray needs to, like, wake up. He needs to become the Jamal Murray that we know he can be. And it takes, like, having a couple of bad games in a row and then that reminder of, like, hey, you are Jamal Murray. So maybe this is that game where he has to just say, like, I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to score a lot, and I'm going to, like, become me. So, like, it's just about waking up.
But that's the thing about inconsistency can work in your favor if he's been bad up until now. He can't be consistently bad if he's inconsistent. It can work in your favor.
This.
We've worked through that.
So good, yeah. You're so right. You're 100% right. We have felt Harden in this game. We know what happens when he goes off. We know what happens when Kawhi goes off. They know what happens when Jokic goes off or Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
Jamal is the one guy we haven't felt yet. What happens when Jamal goes off? The Clippers haven't felt that yet. They need to feel it tonight.
Yeah. Clippers have been fine with Jamal just doing what he's been doing.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been good.
He's hit shots.
Yeah.
He's missed a bunch.
He's like averaging
good.
I think he's averaging 20 for the series. But
22, I think.
He, in my mind, has been regular season
20.
Jamal.
I think you're right because he had 13.
Like, he's been pretty much what we saw throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
You know, he's been that guy. And the Clippers have been okay with like it. Whatever he's done hasn't changed their game plan at all. What you hope is that Jamal does something to change their game plan.
And I think he can. I think tonight,
Absolutely.
with what Jokic did to them in this last game, I feel like tonight is the night that you have to almost overload a little bit. Maybe it is the sandwich, the Jokic sandwich that you're talking about, the bracketing.
Yeah.
But even if that's the case, you know what they have to do? Jamal Murray has to attack. He has to attack, 4-on-3.
But what you love is just looking at game 4. I mean, he got to his spots. He got good looks.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
agree.
really been the case all series.
Yeah.
He's gotten the looks he's wanted. It doesn't seem like Clippers defenders are bothering him like maybe Minnesota's have in the past. Some of these other defenses have in the past. He's getting to his spots. He just missed last game. That's the optimistic view, at least.
Adelman even echoed something, Dev, that we had talked about on the show in the off day, which is that all these adjustments the Clippers are making, they're not just about Jokic. They're also about Jamal. So Jamal is also having to figure these out. And I think to Wynn's point, he actually is. He's just not scoring. Like he actually is doing the right thing, but he hasn't been making his shots.
Yeah, he's one of those players that always, you think that he's playing a lot worse than what the stats say and the numbers say. Because, if you were to hear that he's averaging 20 a game, that sounds like a pretty good series.
But the Nuggets can't win with 20
For sure,
points.
absolutely.
but you're right. It doesn't sound like
But
what
there's
it is.
more to it. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. And we talked about in the last game, he's continuing to be a plus every single time that he's out there. And that's with the second unit. That's with them trying to, change things up. And he's a point guard that is trying to figure out on the fly how teams are adjusting to not only him, but the best player in the league. And you have to, pick your poison. If he plays these games and he scores more, we're having a whole different conversation. He's averaging 24 points a game. It's just because we've seen him miss open shot after open shot, but he hasn't been unplayable. You can't say he's playing bad. It's just not what you're accustomed to. And if he knocks down some shots, that changes it. Today has to be the day that he changes and start scoring because you forget about the other stuff.
Gotta be
tonight, man.
We need a PB&J reminder game.
It is important to remember, as you mentioned, there is another game no matter what. But tonight is the one where you just talk about Nuggets and the energy they have to use and all this stuff. They need a great game tonight, and I kind of expect it. You know what? The Nuggets made a statement last game. They get Russ back. I'm very curious how he plays. This is what sports are all about, man.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. 2-2.
Doctor.
Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the promo code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, how are we feeling about our bets tonight?
We're feeling real good, man. You don't see my moods each day before the games?
I see your mood.
Pivotal game 5 right now. And my mood, very vote-like today. Very vote. Confident.
Oh, I was going to...
I didn't know, yeah.
Did you walk here?
Yeah, exactly.
Were you drinking a smoothie earlier?
He hasn't drank a smoothie in a long time.
That doesn't mean he doesn't talk about drinking a smoothie.
Okay. Nuggets come into this game as 2-point underdogs, which is wow. They're back home.
Yeah, man.
What?
Wow.
How does
disrespect
that happen?
from
It's disrespectful,
Bet365.
Very trifling.
Dude, Bet365 on taketh.
I know.
Let's get that +2. Let's get that +2 in
Yeah,
there.
let's force them to give it.
Don't even do the +2. Do the money line. You do money line, they go up 20 like we seen in that last game. Bet365, make sure that you get paid. I already like it. I also like the under 209. It's just happening every single time. We're just not seeing them able to score.
101.99.
The great thing is they're also playing good defense. The other team can't score either. So that's something that we have not seen throughout the year. It's a welcome, sign for the Nuggets to play some defense. I'm gonna go under 209 on the Clippers side. Put it on my back. James Harden is going to try everything in his power to just shoot the ball, score a little bit more. That was the difference in the last game. We're going to go over 20.5 points for him. I don't think this is going to be straight assist for him. I think it'll be a little bit of scoring, so we're going to get the over there. Chris Dunn is out there for too long to be such a liability offensively. He usually scores his points really early, and his line is only 5.5. You get that
5.5 points?
5.5 points. He could get that in the first quarter because that's the only time he is going to shoot the ball.
That is the only time, yeah.
It's the only time.
I can't fund your quest here. I can't fund that.
My bad. But you thought about it.
I think it's a great bet. I just can't take it.
Yeah, he'll go over. On the Nuggets side of thing, Michael Porter Jr. is a shooter, and all a shooter needs to do is believe in himself. He knocked down multiple three-pointers in that last game, and that was while being unable to lift his arms in that one. But he willed himself to it. His three-point line is at 1.5. I'm going to take the over. All we have to do is see him knock down 2. He's taking some crazy shots right now. He doesn't even, they're saying
he actually is letting it fry. You are right, man.
He's shooting the ball right now. So over 1.5 is pretty low. He's going to keep shooting them. Let's take it. He can even bank it in. It doesn't matter. We just got to see him go in.
I don't understand his injury.
Shoulder.
I know, but he can't lift his arm, but
Left
then
arm.
he's just shooting the whole
Yeah,
time.
but it's his left arm.
I know, but he's lifting it a lot.
Just for a second, then it hurts, and
Yeah.
he brings it back down.
I mean,
Thank God for anti-inflammatories, D-line.
I think Toradol is making a whatever.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I also like his points at 12.5. It's too low, so we're going to take advantage of the low line right now. A player that stepped up in last game was Christian Brown, and that was one of his best games defensively. And Denver will need that again, but they'll also need him to continue to apply pressure offensively. His line is only at 12.5, and I like that over. I also really, really like him crashing the boards and being able to get out in transition and score. Plus, this is the insurance bet that you get for that, so I like over 17.5 points plus rebound as my first leg that we have here.
It's down to 16.5, Dev.
Very easily. We're going to go over right there. Aaron Gordon was the man of the hour, and he had the dunk that was heard from around the world last game. But it wasn't only that one play of the finale oop. It was sensational, all around. Grabbing boards, getting assists. Oh my gosh, they have a bet for that. We're going to go over. Rebounds plus assists is only at 8.5. He got 11 or 12 last game. I also think that he's just going to continue to be a force on the boards. The rebounding is what gets him over here, but he's able to pass it. He's able to find the open man, and he's a willing passer. Over 8.5 rebounds and assists for my second leg. Jamal Murray over 5.5 assists is an easy one for me. He's setting guys up, and they're trying to pressure him high, which gets the ball out of his hands early and lets somebody ISO for a couple of seconds. All you need is 2 dribbles. He's going to get to the basket. Over 5.5 assists. Our defensive bet is Christian Brown over 1.5 stocks. He's been getting this in steals alone, so let's just take advantage of it. And for the lock. There's one guy we haven't talked about in this one.
Nikola
Jokic over 42.5 points plus rebounds.
He might get that just some points.
He's going to continue to just score. Last game he had it in, he had 20 rebounds, 21 rebounds or something crazy like that. I feel he's going to continue to dominate, score every single time down, and he found something easy there.
Jokic always rebounds in big games. I have a very peanut butter and jelly centric parlay I'd like to put out for the fellas. I like Nikola Jokic to get over 12.5 rebounds for the logic that I just laid out. He always rebounds in big games. I want Jamal Murray to get over 5.5 assists going to Jokic.
All of them.
Yeah, dude. And then I believe in my heart this is the Jamal Murray game. I'm taking Jamal Murray over 20.5 points. Parlaying the three of them.
Pretty much his average.
So I feel good about it. I feel like we're going to be full on Uncrustables all night long.
I love it, man. We got a super chat.
Big Honey Yoke was graded as the best rim protector along with Zubac so far these playoffs. Just funny that the narrative is that he's still a bad defender. I don't know if you guys saw who gave up the series clinching drive straight to the rim about 30 minutes ago.
Giannis. It's tough, man.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It is tough, man. Maybe
Drove right by him.
Maybe his last moment in a Bucks jersey, quite possibly. Guys, we are doing a watch-along. Because we're always doing a watch-along, so you guys can take a little breather, head on over there and watch this game right here with us. Cheer, be together, talk to each other.
Kel, do you have the finale hoop shirt?
Throw it up there. We also have a shirt you can buy between now and tip-off.
Or at your
The
convenience.
finale hoop created by Eric Weedham.
It's, it's available online, so it really is available 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy it now. But
Look at that thing.
the
of beauty.
finale hoop,
The finale.
forever immortalized.
Is that supposed to be a scoreboard with the time at 0?
No, again, I just like a gritty look to the future, sort of a
nice.
digital steampunk thing.
Nice,
So
nice.
that's just all. I just liked how it looked.
Nice.
All right, everybody, hit that like button. We'll see you over on the watch along.
We all silly like the mayor.